Hey guys, welcome back to the Crafty Reviewer. Today, this Traeger that we've had for a very long time. I just wanted to tell you how awesome Traeger is. Then I'm going to tell you how I'm going to replace the thermostat module for it because the one that's on there stopped working. So we're going to change it out. Let's get to it. Like a bell cut. This is it. When we first got it, they didn't have the digital thermometers yet like this one, the thermostats. They just had the analog ones where didn't tell you what the temperature was. All it told you was that it was on or it was off. It was smoke, it was low, it was medium, or it was high. That's it. Because this little dial here spins. Okay. So, and it had an on-off switch. So you say on, and then you say smoke, medium, or low, medium, or high. That's all it had. So now, and then a few years later, that one kind of failed on us, and we really wanted to know what temperature it was going to be. So we upgraded to this one, and this one is just like the one I just showed you in the intro. This one it shows the temperature. It shows, and then it has smoke, and it has 180, 225, 275, like markers all the way around to tell you what temperature it's going to be. So we started having issues with this. We've had issues with this a few times, with mainly that not wanting to work. So I know how to switch that up because I've done it every time. But I want to show you guys how to do it. The issue I'm having right now is I'm getting a error code that I've never gotten before. Because the last one of these that we changed out, and this is the second one that we've had. I'm about to put the third one on that we have, but the second one we had, the first one we had died on us, and it just completely just wouldn't turn on at all. And I was getting ready to cook to smoke our Thanksgiving turkey on it, so that was pretty terrible. But anyways, so now I'm going to change out this, and I have a new thermometer as well. So taking the old one out is pretty easy. First you take out the little screw you have right here, which has a little bolt on the end, on the bottom end of it. So you just literally Phillips head, and you just spin it. It's a bolt with a nut in the bottom, and you just take it off. Now the new one comes with new bolts, the two new bolts on it. The only reason there's only one on there is because there's only one hole. I think I might just drill another hole, but I don't know, we'll see. So you see those two cords, okay? Those two cords are connected to the control panel. Let's switch over there real fast. Alright, so the control panel actually comes out just as easy with two Phillips head screws, which I don't think you get new screws with the new set, so you have to keep these two, but that's all good, no worries there. Again, if you guys are working with anything electrical with the Traeger, make sure you unplug it from the electricity, because you don't want to short anything out, especially if you're putting a brand new thing in. So this comes out, and this is where the thermometer plugs into. So let me get a screwdriver to get that out. So then you just unscrew these two little leads, and they have little metal connectors in there that it squeezes down on. Okay, now you see all this extra, that's, I don't know, they put a whole bunch of extra so you have literally like 3-4 foot long. I don't know why you need that much, it's only going like a foot. You just pull it out, easy peasy, and it's out. All I did was pull this one, and it came right out. Boop, done. So the old thermometer is out, and that's trash, so that's just going to go on the ground. So in here we have some wiring, some wires and stuff. So I'm going to break this little zip tie right here, and oh, it doesn't want to break. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the little zip tie is broken now. So if you notice, it's goes to different ones. So what I like to do when it comes to this kind of stuff is I like to just straight plug in the new one plug at a time to make sure everything is correct and good in there, and I'm plugging it into the right ones, because the last time I switched it out I had issues afterwards because I plugged the wrong ones into the wrong things into the wrong places. So the new one literally looks exactly the same, just of course cleaner, but all you do is you just take the corresponding wires. Like this is the purple wire and the purple and white wire. I'm going to take my purple and white connector from the new one, take the old one off, put it right into the new one. Now you don't have to do this, okay? By no means is it like a, oh, you have to do this no matter what, or you fail at life or whatever. But this is just me wanting to make sure I do it correctly the first time. So I'm going to take my orange with the 2 white wires and find the orange with the 2 white wires connector from the old one, disconnect it, and then reconnect it to the new one. Okay, and then I'm going to take my red wire with the 2 white wires. I'm going to find that one on the old one, and I'm going to disconnect that one and reconnect it on the new one. Now the last one I have is my 1 black wire and 2 white wires again, and that's back here. So I'm going to disconnect the old one, drop that to the ground, and reconnect the new one. Now there we go. Now that's a huge mess. Look at that, isn't that cute? So now that all that is all plugged into the right places, and I know the right places because it's been working just fine for a long time. But if you were like just doing this for the first time, definitely do what I did, where you take this one off and you plug it right into the same cord that the other one was plugged into, and so on and so forth. So like I said before, this comes with a new thermometer, so I'm actually going to install the new thermometer first, because this cord has to be fed through a hole down here and has to go through in between right there into another hole and then be fed through all the way to here so we can connect it to this, of course, before we put that in there. So it's super stiff and rigid right now. I would leave it like that as much as you can, because it's kind of a pain sometimes. I'll put both of these through here. Now the metal connectors don't like to fit through at the same time, so you have to kind of push those through separately, but trying to keep them as straight as possible so they're easy to push through the other parts. So this hole, that's fun. Alright, you fit it through there, and pull some of the slack. Let me show you where we are now. So now we have the wires coming from here through that wall to right here. Now from here it gets a little bit difficult. If you pull out the slack a little bit so you can have a little bit of space to, a little bit of slack to work with, the hole is a little bit difficult to see, but you can feel it if you put your hand down here. You just have to feel around for the hole. So to make it so I can show you a little bit better where the hole is for that thermometer cable to go in through, I'm actually going to take this whole box off so I can show you exactly where it is and how to get to it. You don't really have to do this part of it, but I'm doing this for the YouTube so you guys can see, and so you guys don't get confused and you can do it yourselves. You don't have to have a technician or someone come out. Now for the front, same 4 screws on there, so I'm going to take the bottom piece off actually first. undo the 4 bottom screws, and the bottom plate just kind of comes off, but it's still connected to the power cord, so it's not going to fall all the way, just so you know. Remember, keep all your bolts, all your little screws that you have. Remember, this thing's going to be loose after, so it probably will fall. So make sure you hold it up, at least with your leg, until you can grab it. If you have any pellets in here, it's going to make a huge mess. So that's just a FYI. So when you're putting the new one of these on, you can also take it all the way off like this. That might make it easier to just connect everything and make sure everything's working correctly in here. So if you notice, this is kind of loose in here. It's actually supposed to be, because then it kind of like and it works and it gets everything done. This little cord right here, or this little bolt right here, actually holds it in the place where it's supposed to be for the most part, so it can still wiggle. This one right here will actually holds this shaft onto here, because you could take that off if you're replacing the motor, if you have to replace this motor. But it is actually supposed to kind of be a little wiggly, so if it's wiggly, it's supposed to be like that. And while this is off, it's the perfect time to show you. This is the convection fan. So when you turn on the grill, this auger starts spinning, and then this fan starts spinning too. And this is the fan that kicks the air up through there and into the grilling compartment where you grill and everything, and that helps it makes all the air swirl around into a convection style thing here. So that's pretty nifty, isn't it? I think so. This is your thermometer cable right here. You pull it through, it comes through really fast, really easily, and you got all that through. So now, as you see, there is no hole actually to go through on the chamber. I apologize. It actually goes underneath this, where the hopper goes right here, and then it comes over here and plugs directly into your thermostat controller. So again, it doesn't matter which one of these ones goes where. Just loosen both of these up a little bit. Both of those up, and then you take both of these and you stick them in there. And what I like to do is I like to stick one in and tighten that one down, so I make sure it's a good connection. It's like tightened down nicely, it's not just barely hanging in there. Stick the other one in, do the same thing, push it in and hold it in there while you tighten it. Make sure it's a nice, good, strong connection in there. Okay. What I'll do is, now that it's all on, or not on, but now that it's all connected and everything's good, I'll test it for you just so you guys can see this and this moving and working. And I'm just going to put the bolt in over here first. So there's 2 holes on the thermometer cable, on the thermometer holder thing. There's only 1 hole in the bottom of this, so I'm just gonna bolt that down right there, and that should be good. I think other models might have 2 holes there to put the thermometer in, because originally this model didn't have a thermometer in it. It just had the auger, and you set it to high or low or medium or whatever, and it just did its thing. So that's really kind of just what happened with this model. This is also the cheapest model that you can buy, but hey, it does a great job. It doesn't have the wireless grilling thing that you can do nowadays, where you like can turn it on your way home or whatever, and it can be ready to grill when you get here. So that's fine. I don't need all that fancy smancy stuff. So there's the new thermometer installed. Okay, so if we turn it on right there, and then we click at the smoke, you see that fan moving, and this fan down here just turned on. that starts to move in there. That's the auger. Okay. Then, oh, there's the first pellet. Nice. So the stuff you see is moving around right here is really just the ash from before that I wasn't able to suck out with the vacuum. See a little bit of smoke coming out. That's good. And then it's gonna get a lot smokier. You can kind of see the fire coming up. It's still really smoky. Starting to get there. Starting to get there. You get less smoky and more fiery. It'll start to get like that. Now the auger will start pushing more in, and it'll just continue to feed it like that. This is when you would adjust the temperature on your Traeger and set it to wherever you want it, and then it would heat up to that temperature. Like right now, it says it's at 165, 167 now, 170, 173. So if I take this and I crank it all the way to high, I take that and crank it all the way to high, it'll get this up to like 450 degrees. Just like an oven, and it'll just keep going and going and going. Now check this out. Okay, see this little fan here? That's the auger, right? It's pushing a little bit more in, a little bit more in, and it's saying, okay, we're set to smoke right now. So we're just gonna feed a little bit more in, so it'll get hot, it'll get up a little hotter, and then it'll turn off. So just turn off. And watch this. Watch this little fan right here. When I turn this up, that little fan turns on, and that's the auger, and the auger continues to push more. So you say, okay, I'm going to go to 325, and it's just going to keep pushing these pellets in through the hopper like that, and that's going to stay on, and it's going to adjust the or put more and more pellets in there to make it 325 degrees. Now if I'm doing this and I decide, oh no, I don't want to, so turn off, you do it. But anyway, so that's the smoker. So it looks like this is working now, so that's awesome. I'm going to test it a little bit more after I get it together. So I'm actually going to turn this off, and it's going to cycle down. So this is off right now, but it's on shutdown cycle. So what happens now is it keeps the fan down here on, okay, the convection fan on, and this is off. So I'm going to put this back down here. So when you're done, you just put the cycle down, or shutdown cycle, and you take all your food off, put down the shutdown cycle, and then you go inside. Leave the lid up like it is now, and then you just go inside. Let it cool down, and here in about 15-20 minutes you come back outside and it's completely cooled down. The fan is off. So I'm gonna let this cool down, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how I put all this back together. After about 5 minutes, it's down to just that tiny little bit right there. So it just turned off, and that's how much it burnt all that out. Isn't that crazy cool? So anyways guys, let's put it back together. We're gonna unplug it too. Okay, so first we're going to put the box back on. Okay, now that the little box is back on, we're going to take our wires. Now mind you, I did unplug it even though I'm not really working with any of it. Okay, I unplugged it still. So we're going to take this, I'm going to take it back up through here. And we're just going to fit it right through. I'll pull it through here. You because so I'm basically gonna get a zip tie and zip tie that together and then put it down in there. Two little awesome zip ties. Take my pink one because you know I like the pink. Giggity. And I'm going to put that on. And then I'm going to take the little thermostat wire cord here and I'm going to basically just roll it up like I did the last time. So there you go. Now I'm going to put the bottom back on first. So then you pull all these wires back in here, tuck them down in there so that they're not going to hit any of your fans or anything. You can always check that by looking under here. Alright. So I just tuck the wires in there to where they're not going to hit either of those fans, for the auger or for the convection fan. Then you're good to grill. Booyah. On that note, guys, thank you again for stopping by the channel and checking out how to install the new thermostat and thermometer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to leave a like, leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome videos. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Time to test it.